Hello, and welcome back to the Northwest Naturalist Notebook. I'm your host, Kirsten, the Northwest Naturalist. Let's jump in. Today brings us to our final episode in the Nature Journaling is Learning series, which might be the most important of all because G is for grow. Like a lot of folks, for years I struggled with having a fixed mindset about a lot of areas of my life. Mostly things like math or creating things that I felt like because my art didn't look the same way as other people's, or that I wasn't able to produce art that looked a certain way in certain mediums, that my art wasn't worthwhile. Over time, though, I began to realize that maybe it was more about how I was seeing art. That art is really about expressing ourselves and ideas and capturing what we're learning or thinking rather than having to look cookie cutter like somebody else. When I was introduced to the practice of sketchnoting through my teaching, it really opened my eyes to this idea of images and visuals being used to capture kind of an idea flow and not getting so stuck on an idea of perfection or something having to look a specific way. And shortly thereafter, I discovered the world of nature journaling, which completely transformed my sense of myself as an artist, as somebody who draws and writes and can capture and collect data in these visual and meaningful ways. Another piece that was really important to my growth as a nature journaler was finding the nature journal community. And for some folks, that means joining in-person meetings. For others, it might be connecting with people online. And there's an amazing community called the Wild Wonder Community online, and they have a community calendar posted where you can go and learn about classes that are being offered, meetups that are being offered, and just an opportunity to share what you're creating and learning with others and to see and learn from what they're creating as well. And it also is a really vulnerable step to make that jump of putting what you're creating out there in the world where other people can see it. But I've really found that opening myself up has made me an even better nature journaler, that I've been so much more willing to try new things, try new approaches because I have seen what other folks are trying in their own nature journals and am better able to bring that into my own practice. Another key idea in nature journaling is that of pencil miles, which is every time we nature journal, it moves us a little bit further on our learning journey, whether that's for an hour or 5 minutes, that we get just that little bit better every time we nature journal at capturing details, at noticing things, and that it's really important to our growth. And when we get more pencil miles in, we also are able to look back at our journal over time and really see the change and see the growth as it happens, which can also be a really powerful way to reflect. In keeping that mindset of growth and of change, it's also important to acknowledge that you will have off days, that growth is not a linear process. It's not like a point A to point B. There's a lot of bumps in the road. Some days, maybe you're not quite there, you're a little too heavy-handed with your pen. And learning how to still work through that is also a really powerful part of the journey. So, with that in mind, here's the final challenge for this episode, which is get your pencil miles in. Set aside a specific time. Maybe it's 5 minutes at a specific time of day, or a period of time on a specific day this week, and then make it a regular practice to do some nature journaling during that time. Use this time to try something new. Maybe doing some quick sketches of something that catches your attention, or really kind of zooming in or zooming out in your nature nook. You could also use this time to try to explore new media, ink, watercolor, maybe try a different type of paper and see how that changes your experience. Because in the end, all of it is about growth, that every single pencil mile changes us as nature journalers, as naturalists, and as human beings. And we find a lot of joy, discovery, and growth along the way. So, with that in mind, this is Kirsten, the Northwest Naturalist, wishing you happy exploring.